Hi again everyone, I hope you're doing really well. Here is another update on the Vinco Ventures short squeeze, ticker symbol BBIG or BBIG. Like many of the so-called meme stocks last night, BBIG got poleaxed, spurred on by the wider market problems associated with inflation and long-term interest rate woes. Vinco Ventures took a decent hit, falling a whopping 17% or $1.64 per share to finish the regular session at $7.95. Recently, the stock has been subjected to a short squeeze effort, and I have been tracking it with these regular updates. The stock itself is not one that I am keen to hold longer term, but I have been using it for day trading opportunities with some success. That is, of course, until yesterday, where I am left with a 500 stock position that is still in the red. So fingers crossed we can get a bit of a return to the stock's winning ways on Wednesday. Anyway, let's get into this short squeeze update. So following up from my last update, we can see that there was a continued decline on Tuesday for the stock. The heavy sell-off at the start, followed by a small rally before further declines to finish the session. As a result, the existing under pressure short positions from more than a week ago have had some pressure relieved from them. FYI, red squares are windows where there are definitely distressed short positions caught out, and yellow squares are where there are still some distressed short positions potentially caught out. I did say yesterday, with a stock like this, it can be at times hard to use trend analysis effectively. So my two trend lines I've been using to try and catch the higher lows in recent times, I think can now at least be scratched. So taking a look at an updated chart, we get the following. On first impressions, we do get a slightly less cluttered chart, and we can see that there is still a decent number of short positions which are caught out. So this is all good news for the short squeeze effort. It's still live. Also, keep in mind that most of the really distressed short positions occurred pre-September, when the stock was in the $1 to $2 range, and therefore from a short squeeze perspective are still very much in the game. I think this $7 line is probably the one that would have me the most worried about this short squeeze longer term if there was to be a continued downward movement on the stock. From a technical and trend analysis, there is likely to be a bit of a gap down if this line is breached significantly. One somewhat promising sign on this chart is that the stock, like many others yesterday, was heavily sold, and that is indicated by the RSI chart from throughout the day, spending most of the session below 30 or being technically oversold. This could be an indication in more normal trading conditions of a rebound coming for the stock. However, given the overvalued nature of the stock and the present macro settings, I wouldn't be counting on this as a sure thing. But from a personal perspective, I definitely will be hoping for it. Pleasingly, the aftermarket session showed some more positive signs for the stock, continuing the slight upward trajectory it found in the final 15 minutes of the day in the aftermarket. This is somewhat pleasing for me, as I bought in at $8.30 yesterday. So hopefully this is a trend that can continue through to the regular session on Wednesday. In terms of how BBIG is currently shaping up in terms of key shorts data, there has been an increase in the number of outstanding short positions since yesterday. However, I dare say that this is made up of short sellers who jumped on the falling stock price yesterday, which on the other hand means that they could potentially get caught out if the stock does have a swift reversal when trading resumes on Wednesday. However, despite this increase in the outstanding float being shorted, there were some downgrades to other key metrics, including the borrow fee and the days to cover. Interestingly, however, while the market cap has fallen by about $100 million, this actually gives the stock more scope to launch at a rapid pace if there is indeed a return to the rallying of the stock, and could catch out those short positions that jumped in yesterday if it were to occur. Basically, we have better conditions for more rapid upward movement if there is strong buying demand. Anyway, BBIG has fallen another spot on the Fintel index down to 4th. It was 3rd on this index yesterday, which rates the best technical short squeeze candidates on the market. However, it is worth noting that the stock that is currently occupying the #1 short squeeze candidate, support.com, is basically becoming a new entity on Wednesday. And what happens to the nature of their short positions is going to be rapidly transformed. So in terms of realistic short squeezes, I would at least be counting Vinco Ventures as 3rd on that list. FYI, the other two stocks that are above Vinco Ventures are Arterian, which is 3rd, and Hong Kong-based company Takang Art Company at 2nd. So in summary, it would seem that the short squeeze play is still hanging in there, at least for the moment. Anyway, will we see a return in price action for Vinco Ventures, or are we seeing the beginning of the end for this short squeeze candidate? Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm definitely rooting for a bounce back on Wednesday, at least above the $8.30 mark. I'll be back with another update on this stock again soon. Until next time everyone, take care, may the markets trade in your favour. Cheers.